Well, the immediate reaction here in the United States has been bipartisan, outright condemnation of this president, even from those erstwhile allies, people like Newt Gingrich, the former Speaker of the House, who's defended the president, wrote multiple books about President Trump, is out saying this is one of his biggest mistakes in office so far. Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan, has criticized him, saying he believes that the Russians meddled and was unhappy that the president didn't call out Vladimir Putin by name. Senator Bob Corker, the Senate Foreign Relations Chairman, and obviously John McCain, the Arizona senator, who's a noted critic of the president's foreign policy and pretty much everything, came out with a very strongly worded statement on Monday, shortly after the meeting as well. We saw a statement from Dan Coates, the director of national intelligence, a former senator himself, who said that the intelligence community stands by its assessment and will continue to give the president its honest and complete conclusions about intelligence matters. And that was so as close as a government employee will get to a rebuke of this president. He's obviously under a lot of pressure, because both from a morale perspective, the people who work for him, the professional intelligence officials across the U.S. government, but also politically, because his agency, he has testified publicly about this threat before, so his credibility was being called into question as well by the president, not just those of people who work for him.
Mr. President, great to see you.
Thank you very much.
You literally just finished the press conference with President Putin moments ago.
We've seen the president do a couple of interviews, friendly interviews with Fox News hosts, in which he was somewhat defensive of in the face of some of that initial criticism, largely trying to highlight what he believes was accomplished, and in the fact that, from his perspective, just sitting down with Vladimir Putin was a win in and of itself. As he came back on Air Force One, we saw a tweet from the president. We've seen a couple of tweets already this morning from the president, as he has said, the meeting went great, better than his meeting with NATO allies in Brussels. That is indicative of how this president often does not back down from a challenge, does not back down when he's criticized, does not back down when he believes that he is in the right, even when everyone else is telling him that he is wrong. We've seen Trump allies like Anthony Scaramucci go out and say the president needs to walk this back, needs to apologize, needs to change his tone immediately, and that is not where this president has been in the almost 24 hours since his meeting with Vladimir Putin. Well, White House officials, by and large, around the president, were stunned by the display yesterday. They were hoping that the president would make public what he had said privately. Even Vladimir Putin said the president raised this issue in that setting. They were hoping the president would do that publicly. They're frustrated. Internally, they believe that this throws off their agenda in a lot of other areas, potentially. This also, those who are sort of career professionals dealt with this issue for a very long time. Those who are not Trump partisans, who work in the White House, who work in the administration, are particularly under pressure because they believe this calls into question, in some cases, their life's work serving as Russia hawks. And calling out Russian interference, Russian meddling, other malign actions by the Russian government over decades. And they believe yesterday's display may roll back that work significantly.